Hey everybody, it's Matt here and welcome to another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered? And if you saw last episode, you saw that I was upset because of how unnaturally warm it was in November and how much I wanted to wear my leather jacket. Well, I don't know what that has to do with the content of the video, but the point is that I still feel that way because I'm filming this the same day as I filmed the last episode. I'm pissed! And hopefully it is not as unnaturally warm in December. Otherwise, while watching this video, just note that I will be pissed again. But either way, the point is that we have some interesting pickups coming up today. Some stuff that you don't see every day. Some new old stock, sort of, but not really, but kind of, for the PlayStation 1. And even some pickups for the PlayStation 2. Some peripherals that, again, you don't see every day. And even back in their heyday, I would argue that I never saw and I never even knew existed. So guess some of those down below because we're about to get to them right now. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a new Challenger, because this is tangentially related to what I was talking about earlier that I got for this episode. And yes, you can see that it is a hard drive, because yeah, I got a hard drive for my PlayStation 2. Let's put a pin in that, we're going to get back to it later, because now we're moving on to the actual thing I was talking about and alluding to earlier, which I should probably move farther from the camera. Wow, this is very, very, very hard to open, and you can probably kind of see what it is already. Dun dun! So yes, this allows you to not only go online with your PlayStation 2, which is something that you probably wouldn't be doing in 2022, but it also allows you to plug in a hard drive into the back of your PlayStation 2. And I'm going to do a more dedicated video with this on our tutorial level channel, but I'll give you a little hint. The hard drive, you're going to be able to put a lot of interesting stuff on there. Just saying. So the next thing we got is directly from Amazon, and we're going to need a little bit of help opening it up. From Mr. Knife. So what in the hell is this? QC Pass? What? So let's actually open this thing up off camera. Let's pull it out, and wait a minute, hold on. This looks just like, although with GameStar instead of a Sony logo, just like the thing I just got for the hard drive. Matt, what are you doing? Well, here's the thing. So what I actually got before is not compatible with new hard drives. So if I had an older hard drive and IDE, it would have made sense. However, you don't really have those anymore. If you're buying a newer hard drive, it's not going to be compatible. So I ended up getting this, a third-party it's so weird that that's like stuck on there so much, and I don't believe I can take it off. But point is that this is it says network adapter, but it is not a network adapter. You cannot use this to go online. So if you want to go online with like Final Fantasy 11, you can't do it with this thing. Those screws actually are real. Sometimes people have said that they haven't been, but they are real. But it's very interesting because, well, real in the sense that you can actually like make them tighter, but I don't believe you can actually pull them out, funnily enough. By the way, it even says on the front here, do not connect phone line, even though on the back it says network adapter. Even the font is somewhat similar to Computer Entertainment, not Sony Computer Entertainment, just Computer Entertainment. Anyway, point is that when it comes to that video on tutorial level, this is what I will actually be using. The other one I'll just be featuring, because again, when it comes to newer hard drives on the PS2 and the fun stuff you're going to want to put on them, you're definitely not going to be using the older original PS2 network adapter. By the way, I noted that, yes, you can actually pull that plastic off. I was wondering if it was decorative. I really was wondering with this thing. So earlier in the video I mentioned PS1 new old stock, but before we get to that, I want to talk about the fact that this box looks pretty big and also seems pretty hard to open. So we're going to need some help. From Mr. Knife. So let's actually take this top off right here. As you can see, it is Final Fantasy Origins and Final Fantasy 2 and something else behind it. Well, what in the heck? I talked about new old stock. I mean, it's 2022. I bought these in 2021. Did I buy brand new PS1 games by Square Enix? Well, funnily enough, I sort of kinda did. So this is Final Fantasy Origins, Final Fantasy 1, and Final Fantasy 2, and also Final Fantasy 9. Two games that I had never played before. I've played very little over the years, so I want to take a look at them, and I actually got them directly through Square Enix's website. Brand new, you can see that they are sealed. There are going to be some issues that I'm going to talk about while we're taking a look at these, but interestingly enough though, these are technically new old stock, because these were not printed during the PS1's run. When it came to the PS3, some of you I'm sure many of you know, of course, that it was backwards compatible with the PlayStation 2, but not many people talk about the fact that it was backwards compatible with the PS1 as well. So Square Enix not only reprinted some games from the PS2 era, which was not the best idea when it came to the PS3, but they also reprinted some of their PS1 games. So these games are compatible with the PS1, PS2, and PS3, and were printed when the PS3 was new. So that's so interesting, and I knew that if I was going to buy them on eBay and I was going to be paying around the same price, I'll actually have the price on right now, on the screen right now. If I was going to be paying around the same price or even significantly cheaper, but they weren't going to be brand new, I thought, why not get them completely unopened from Square Enix themselves. Also, would be really fun to talk about, really fun to take a look at any of the differences. Definitely want to do a more in-depth look either at our tutorial level channel or our Game Time channel. I'll be linking both down in the description box down below, but I find this fascinating either way. So opening this thing up, there are a few things that we need to make note of. So first things first, you can see that there is a manual because yes, this is brand new. It's going to come with a manual. It is reprinted, of course. Looking at the front of the disc, it is silver. I don't know what the original disc looked like on the front, but of course on the back they should be black, right? Because of the jet ink. Nope, they are silver. Hello, past me. How you doing? So they are actually silver discs. So they are not in any way bootleg. Again, like I mentioned before, these do run on PS1s and PS2s. They still have all the same copyright protection and whatnot, but they're silver instead of black because initially when it came to the black backs of discs, it was actually ink that was injected in the back of the disc to show that it wasn't just some CDR. But in this case, no, it's actually, they just didn't use the black dye anymore. It didn't need to. So I wonder if that number is still active. I'm going to safely assume that it is not. But either way though, yeah, even though the jet ink isn't there on the back, it still is an official game, just printed of course way after the fact. Sadly though, the manual is in black and white. I'm assuming it wasn't in black and white initially. Love this artwork on the back here though. Thankfully the manual itself, the outside, is in color. But you can also see, by the way, some dates down here. It seems as if they straight up just reprinted everything. You would think that the dates would actually have like 2013 on them, but I guess they didn't really need to because it's still technically the same game. Also, they're selling it through their website, not like it's going to like, your GameStop or your Walmart or Target or anything like that. Actually, there is one thing that was changed. In the manual, it says, any inadvertent references to prior corporate entity are no longer valid and effective. This game is published solely under the management and operation of Square Enix Inc. Basically saying, hey listen, we wanted to give you the same experience when you initially bought the game, but none of that shit's still active. Don't call any numbers, please. Either way though, one thing that I already don't like, just right off the bat, is it is extremely hard to try to take these discs out of their cases. There is absolutely no give. I'm really fighting for my life here trying to take this out without in any way trying to hurt the inner ring of the disc, and it's definitely going to be hard as I'm trying to play more of the game as you're kind of supposed to do. There's absolutely zero give, zero push at all. I'm actually worried about disc 2 and 3. 1 and 2, while there's still no give, it's a bit easier just because there is a little bit of quote-unquote give in the fact that it's a flat back, but in this case, because of how free and open that is, I very much am worried about damaging it in any way. It's definitely, even by the way, you can see kind of the inner like the spine there, it looks a little weird. So I definitely am not super happy about the way that the actual case was created. I mean, look, you can even see that there's like a little shard that popped out. I'm sure that didn't affect the front or the back of the disc at all. That's fan-freaking-tastic. A little hard to see. Point is though, is that if the games work, I don't care. But it is still frustrating that this is a quote-unquote brand new game and that it comes in that condition, even though it's just the case. I gotta say though, the artwork does look fantastic, so I'm happy that at least the inner artwork is still in full color. Final Fantasy Origins. So when it comes to playing this game, or both games, like I mentioned earlier, I've never really played them outside of a few minutes here and there, so I want to hear down below in the comments if this is your preferred version of playing, or you have a better version of playing both games. I do want to say though, when it comes to, I believe it's Final Fantasy II on the PS3, there is some weird glitch compatibility issue, so I would suggest playing these on a PS1 or PS2. So when it comes to the greatest hits versions, I love that artwork so much, Jesus. Oh, that's beautiful. But when it comes to the disc, the actual like front of the discs, I do like that white cover, that just like milky white cover. When it comes to the green greatest hits, I don't like them at all. But at the same time, though, it's not gonna, kill it for me. When it comes to the disc, again, there is no give there, but thankfully, as it's a one disc game, it's not that big of a deal, but it's still frustrating nonetheless. And on the back, we're gonna notice in just a bit that just like with every other, game that has been reprinted after the PS1 era, it's actually a silver back. So remember that, again, it's gonna be silver, it's not gonna be bootleg, it perfectly works on a PS1 and a PS2 as long as your laser's good. And also, as well, as you can see that we'll get to in just a second, it does come with a full manual as well, which is actually pretty cool. However, it seems as if the manual is stuck. Thankfully, though, I was able to get it out, but it was stuck for a second. Don't know if that was my doing or their doing. This artwork, though, is also, again, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Again, though, the manual is in black and white, so, what are you going to do if you want that original manual? I totally get wanting to get the game on eBay, but for me personally, I want to play these games, so I feel like this is the best way to get it. Now, Final Fantasy X2 being promoted here, haven't played those games either. Definitely have heard some great things about those, and just very happy to be able to get these games, and of course, we're going to test both of them out right now. I say both, I mean all three, technically, sort of. Actually, before doing that, I want to take a closer look at both of the cases for the discs, because there are some imperfections here that I don't think you'll notice unless you're really looking for them, and if they're just sitting on your shelf, you're definitely not going to notice. But I do think that if you are trying to buy these for brand new cases, then definitely this is not your best bet. I would suggest just going to eBay and getting some. If it really is just you want to put them on your shelf, maybe this isn't the best bet, but if you are getting these to play, again, I personally prefer these over just getting them on eBay. But I do think that, you're buying them brand new, you're paying that quote-unquote brand new price. No way $60. Again, I put the price up before, I put it up again here. It's not $60 at all, but still, you're buying a quote-unquote brand new game. You want the case to look brand new. So my PS1's laser is a bit borked, so I am using my PS2 to actually capture this footage, and thankfully the game not only loads up, but it actually goes into the opening menu, so we can confirm that both games do work on a PS2. I'm actually using a slim one, and actually starting the game up, we can see the opening cutscene right here, and see how gorgeous this looks, even with the low video quality. And also, you can see I'm, gonna put some names in here and walk around just a little bit. We can see that this game, thankfully, does work, and it works on a PS2. So, thumbs up there, definitely gonna be playing some more of this in my spare time. Although, you know what, I will try my PS1, and as you can see here, thankfully the game does load up as well. Video quality does definitely look worse as well, and there are some issues with the cutscenes, the FMV cutscenes. I don't know if it shows up on video, but it definitely showed up on my end. Don't worry though, that's nothing to do with the game itself. It's probably just has to do with the fact that my PS1 is my original PS1, and I have to replace this laser at some point. And now we're at the main event, the thing that I'm sure all of you wanted to see, Final Fantasy IX footage. So, gonna do that without my commentary. Let's actually do that right now. Alright, so let's jump back to me in front of the shelf. So I'm super excited to be able to use some of these, and I'm even going to go more in depth with them over at our Game Time channel. But for now though, if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. If you don't like this video, you can still like and subscribe either way. I won't judge you for it. I'm going to go turn on an AC perhaps in November or something, crack open a window that normally would freeze me completely, but it's not going to. We're in November, damn it. This video is coming out in December. Hopefully it's colder then. This is going to be close to Christmas maybe. I don't know when this is coming out. I should stop ranting. Anyway, I love you all. Please comment down below if you think it's too hot. No, please comment down below if you enjoy some of these pickups. If you've picked up anything pretty cool recently, would love to hear about it down below. So, love y'all, take care, and tune in next time. So, I'll see ya.